Hey everyone, it's a great day in the markets, and I wanted to provide a quick update on how my positions are doing, as well as what I've been doing throughout the course of the day. So before I get into it, quick disclaimer as usual, this is not financial advice. Please do your research elsewhere. So my tech's doing really well since I was fairly tech heavy and I was building my positions over the course of last 2 weeks slowly, and you can check out some of my previous videos on position sizing on how I kept adding to some of these names. It's looking pretty good overall. So I still have a pretty nice position size with ARKK through both calls and shares, and now it's up to about 8% of my portfolio. I have been buying, adding very slowly across all the dips that happen. Those additions are definitely starting to look really good today. I do have my initial base exposure to QQQ. BLOK, which is the Bitcoin ETF. Bitcoin is at an all-time high today. That's definitely helping this ETF. It was about 10% up this afternoon. So again, I'm very happy with that position. I'll let it ride a little more, and then maybe I'll sell the calls and maybe opt for some shares instead. So I'll see how that plays out. But BLOK is my Bitcoin exposure, which is now about 2.23% of my portfolio. I have more exposure to TECS using puts in SQQQ and TECS, both 3x inverse ETFs. So combined, they are about 9% of my portfolio. And I view them as riskier than just holding on to regular QQQ. It gives me the triple leverage exposure. But instead of TQQQ and TECL, which are the 3x bulls, I instead buy puts on the bearish SQQQ and TECS, which is the 3x bear ETFs, just to be a little bit safer. Any downward movement in either of these triple leveraged ETFs does bias it towards more of like that downward position. So if you see longer term, they tend to lose like 90% plus of their value. They're basically like bottomless pits, and they will keep reverse splitting. Typically they're used as a hedge, and I sometimes do buy them for hedge, but this particular play, I'm just buying puts, betting on a bullish market. I did start of today have puts on real estate bear, so I had a bullish exposure to real estate, and I had puts on energy bear, so bullish exposure to energy. However, I'm closing a little bit of my energy position today. I've had a really nice run up on my energy position, so we're closing it to realize some profits. I still have a biotech exposure through both ARKG, which is the ARK Genomic ETF, and LABD, which is the 3x bear on biotech. So I have some puts on that for bullish exposure. So jointly they are over 6% of my portfolio. I still have my bullish bet on the market through the bearish bet on volatility. So I have some puts on UVXY. These are long dated puts, so I'm going to continue holding on to them. And I have a little insurance. I actually took off a lot of that insurance yesterday through directly having shares on SOXS, which is 3x bear of the semiconductor ETF. So that's my position for today. We'll see how this shapes up tomorrow. Talk to you tomorrow.